Hey,
Welcome to Behavior Rollercoaster. Angela Benton is your presenter today. She's going to go through this. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat box and we will review it after the recording. We're going to turn it over and let Miss Angela get started. Go ahead, Miss Angela, it's all yours.
good afternoon and welcome. Today we're going to talk about classroom management, proactive attitude, positive behavior strategies, challenging situations, why children misbehave, ways children express their emotions, and when to seek assistance. By the end of this training, you will learn the importance of classroom management, how to have a proactive attitude when you need to help to redirect challenging situations, learn why some children misbehave and how they can help express themselves, their emotions, appropriately, and also learn to identify when they need assistance. Your role as a teacher. Children naturally use their teachers as a role model for interacting with others. Your eye contact, listening skills, body language, and positive feedback when dealing with their problematic behavior shows children that they are respected, even during a difficult time. And keep in mind that you want to set a positive example. Children are watching you when you think they're not. Let's talk a little bit about impacting behavior through the environment. You want to create a quiet, soft area to allow children to settle down. Sometimes children need that area to settle down when they are upset and need to be just an area to just compose themselves, if you will. You want to provide activities such as Play-Doh for children to express their anger. Pounding Play-Doh is better than pounding other children. Play-Doh can be very therapeutic for some children. And also you want to avoid clutter. Some children are disturbed by a cluttered classroom. Be mindful that some children cannot function well in a cluttered environment. Excuse me. If you notice the pictures here, this is a very cluttered environment. A continuation of impacting behavior through the environment, you want to use visual cues such as labels, signs, and boards. They help guide children indirectly. Choose colors that are calming and provide a bit of nature in your classroom. Rocks, flowers, shells. Some children may require visual cues. They need to be shown what's happening next. If you're on the playground and a child picks a flower, allow it as an opportunity for a learning experience and to provide a bit of nature in your classroom, as opposed to telling the children, put that down, you're not bringing it inside. And again, use it as a learning example. You also want to involve children in creating a caring community of learners. Create a classroom rules. Children can work together to create classroom rules. Allow them to help make the rules. Children who feel responsible, they generally acquire positive, social, and behavioral communication. Promote responsibility. Give the disruptive child a task, such as setting a table, to help redirect that behavior. And the child who tends to run can be redirected as a line leader. Guide caring and concern. As children are learning to recognize the feelings of their peers, inspire them to comfort others who are upset or hurt. Allow the children opportunity to help create the rules, give them jobs, help children understand why their peers are upset, instead of saying he'll be okay. Involving children in creating a caring community of learners. Continuation. Set up a mediation area. This area can be used for children to meet, listen, and talk about problems with the support of their teacher. You want to inspire children to use their words to solve their problems. Self-reflection. When the behavior issues arise with children, let's say, for example, during an activity, try self-reflection. For example, if children are losing interest during a group time, such as a story, it's possible that the activity is too long or not enjoyable. You want to help support children with problem solving. using their words again, be patient, listen, and allow their voices to be heard. In addition, if children are losing interest in an activity, think about it. Why is this happening? And that goes back to self-reflection. Boosting your confidence in handling misbehavior. You want to enforce and reinforce rules that you have created with your children and ensure that they know the consequences of not following the rules. Praise children who follow rules. Children love encouragement and affirmation. Children who feel responsible, they generally acquire positive social and behavior communication. Be consistent with reminding children of the rules and the consequences. Children need to be acknowledged with praise. Let them know why you're praising them as opposed to saying good job. If a child is placing blocks on the shelf, you want to praise them. Good job, Johnny. I noticed that you put the blocks on the shelf. 5 strategies for handling positive behavior. Number 1, acknowledge feelings. Children's feelings are real. Acknowledge their feelings by letting them know that you understand. You want to problem solve. Help children to solve their problems. State the problem and help guide them in ways to solve the problems. You want to keep it simple. Try not to use too many words when giving directions. Lighten up. A bit of sense of humor can diffuse a tense situation. Give positive feedback. Praise children's positive actions as a model for others. Moving along. All right, let's talk a little bit about communicating with families. Talking to parents about their children's behavior can be difficult at times. Ask parents how they deal with issues at home. Compassionately share what is going on at school without blaming the child or family. You want to try positive approaches with families about their child. Example, Johnny seems a bit off task with following directions. Have you noticed any changes with him at home? Handling challenging behavior. Tattling. Of course, there are some children that wants to tattle. He did this and he did that. Thank those children for being concerned. Let them know that you will take care of the situation. And again, you want to thank them for being concerned as opposed to stop it, stop tattling, you talk too much. Try to redirect in a positive way. Acknowledge children's concerns. You want to also discuss how tattling makes others feel. Perhaps use a designated stuffed animal, a doll that children can tattle to. Handling challenging behavior. Sharing, taking turns. You want to provide multiple toys. Why? Because if there's one toy and there are 2 children that are interested in that one toy, it can cause some behavioral issues, pulling on the toy, arguing, screaming, and fighting. Give children words for asking for something instead of grabbing it. Offer a 2-minute warning before the end of a turn. 2 minutes before cleanup time, 2 minutes before lunch. Let's talk about hitting and fighting. Sometimes it's difficult for children to find the words or skills that they need to deal with some situations. You want to help them by supplying simple words. Distractions. Use playful reminders instead of reprimands. Sing a song, no matter what your voice sounds like. Be silly, make it fun. Here are some ways that children act out. Excuse me. Number 1, family crisis. We don't know what children go through or what they've been through upon arriving. There are issues such as divorces, moving, a new baby, or perhaps a death in the family. Physical problems. It's natural for young children to be grumpy. We're adults, we're grumpy at times. When they're dealing with physical problems, yes, it's natural for them to feel grumpy. They may need that extra attention and care. If you notice this, talk to the child, find out what's on his or her mind. Immaturity. A child who is young may find it difficult to sit still for circle time and stand with an activity for a long time. Shorten his or her time with an activity or choose a different one. Boredom. Children can find amazing ways to fill their waiting time. Be sure you have additional activities that keep them occupied. You may have witnessed some boredom where they're picking at the carpet or pulling the carpet threads and you're getting upset. Keep in mind, it's not the child, it's the behavior. And there are several reasons stated why they act out. How children express their emotions. Some children may express their emotions through physical expression. If that's the case, give them words to use when necessary. Verbal expression, the most common way children can share how they feel. However, many children do not have an adequate vocabulary of feelings. It is helpful to introduce feeling words so children can start to build this vocabulary. In addition, social expression. If you notice that children are having difficulty playing with others, sharing, waiting for a turn, this can be a clear signal that they're experiencing a particular emotion. Using transitions to manage behavior. Transitions you can use to invite children to playfully stop what they are doing. Sing a song. Try changing the words to a song, such as the bear went over the mountain to the kids tiptoed through the classroom. Be silly. Try using a few silly sounds or movements to get their attention. Get some exercise, make it fun. A physical break is good to use up some extra energy. Excuse me. Help us have a good day. And how's that? Excuse me. Give me choices. Give children choices of what they want to do. Be flexible. Remind me of the rules. Remember, when you go into block area, there are only 4 people allowed. Help me to know when something is going to change. And again, 5 minutes before cleanup time, catch me being good. Good job, Johnny. Thank you. You have done an excellent job cleaning up behind yourself. Tell me exactly what to do as opposed to what not to do. We don't go down the slide this way, or better yet, we slide down the slide. Show me what's going to happen. Visuals. Children need visuals. Visuals of in the block centers or what's going to happen next, transitioning, so forth and so on. Ways to help children calm down. Excuse me. I find this beneficial for adults as well. Take deep breaths, count, go for a walk, take a break, listen to music, draw a picture, swing, rock, read a book, hug a favorite toy. Try it, it helps. When to seek help. It's very important to ask for help when you notice a behavior is happening frequently or escalating with the child or children. You want to observe and record what you're noticing, talk to a specialist, or read about the behavior. Using a team approach, talk to your colleagues, create a plan for dealing with the situation. Be proactive. Here are lots and lots of ways to praise children. Wow, way to go. You're unique. You're a winner. You figured it out. Fantastic job. You're growing up. Super job. What a great listener. The following here are resources, challenging behaviors, and building social skills, etc. Questions? Thank you.
Folks, that concludes our training for today. We want to thank you for joining us for this recording. Please reach out to us if you have any questions and we'll be happy to help.